I'm here for the finals, and I lost some time because I had a phone call to make. My opponent asked me which guild I'm playing, and I answered truthfully that I'm all of them. We have a great hand once again. This deck is really a blast to play, I have to say. I'm not regretting this at all. Round one was kind of, well, difficult, let's put it that way. But other than that, I mean, these gates are just so good in this deck. And I'm tending towards going with an untapped land. No, we have the untapped land right there, so we can go with another guild. Gate, probably. If we want. I think we do. Rakdos, is it... Yeah, is it Guildgate or the Plains? That's an interesting question. No, is it Guildgate cast this? So I think that's more important. In case that the Guardian doesn't live. He might be Rakdos. No, it looks like an Izzet deck. Ah, an Izzet deck with Rakdos influences. We could have gone for an untapped blue or red source to drop this, but I think we aren't going to lose because we take 3 damage here and there. We're going to be dropping quite a lot of high power guys pretty soon, so don't see a problem with that. We could potentially block with Gatecreeper Wine at some point, but it's a defender, so it basically adds 1 mana to our mana pool every time we tap X-Bane Guardian, so... Now, if I play this tapped, I can generate 5 mana. That doesn't seem too good. I want to have Jailbreaker and Weird in play, because they are just the best I can muster now. And then I can drop the other creatures next turn. Lava Crew is scary, but not something my deck should be too worried about, because I do have the 4 power attackers. It's very good against anything that can only grow up to a 3/3. And it looks like he just cycles this to detain my Jailbreaker, save himself 4 damage, but it's not going to do all that much. And a Lizard, that's also fine. I feel like I can attack with Frostburn Weird here, potentially pumping it 3 times as well. But I have to see how the mana works out. I definitely want to drop Betterhorn, and I get 3 from this, and then another 2. But then I can only pump this once. But if he blocks, he doesn't block with Lava Crew. That would be crazy. So I think I can get in there for a little bit of damage. That's interesting. That almost means that almost has to mean that he has the -4 spell. But I'm going to let him show me what he has. Don't think there's a spell that just kills the weird at this point, so not too concerned. Maybe he didn't realize that I have 3 red. Okay, he just basically chump blocked to gain some tempo. That's really weird. I didn't expect this to happen, so I thought I could always play my Betterhorn, but I'm happy that his lobber crew is gone, so it's nothing to worry about. Okay. Now we are talking 5-4 flying. Thank God I'm on 16. Now I need my one of my few removal spells or a reach guy to block. Or this to beat down heavily. White, blue, 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 blue. Yeah, he basically has to chump block there. And I'm going to drop this, but keep the guild gate in hand. I might only have 2 draws here to find something. And I'm not racing him, I'm afraid. He just needs any kind of chump blocker. But let's see. I have around 15 mana, so if I draw something like Thought Flare, I can certainly go through my deck. The Chainwalker is his route to victory, so nothing to wonder about there. And we didn't manage to draw anything. But on the other hand, we are going to deal quite a bit of damage. Now, -4? No. Okay. That looks fine, I guess. We are probably dead because he has some kind of way to deal an extra damage, and we can't really do anything about it. But he's going to have to show us, so... Annihilating Fire, another Pursuit of Flight. Yeah, that's it. And we can't block. Defender Reach would have been good. So, what do we do against this kind of plan? Not much. Once he has the flyer, there isn't that much we can do. We could just bring in this. Against a deck with 2 Pursuit of Flights, it might just be best to buy some time with flyers. Better than playing cards like this, certainly. This should be awesome, so going to keep that in. And I like Electrickery quite a bit. Better than Mind Rot, I think. So let's see what I could take out for a second Electrickery. Authority isn't going to be great, but I feel like my deck needs it, so maybe Betterhorn is too bad. No, once again the Scorpions are also pretty weak. If his main plan is to go for Pursuit of Flight, I don't really want to draw these. Actually, I want to draw Mind Rot, at least one. Mind Rot is going to be able to get the 2 best cards out of his hand because he plays out his hand so quickly. At least that's the plan. And that's not a great hand, but it has everything we need. We aren't playing that many white sources, so it's actually pretty fortunate that we can drop both Call of the Conclave and the Pegasus. And it's interesting that we somewhat don't really want to be on the offensive. And we want to get a gate out for the Jaybreaker at some point. But the fact that I can Call of the Conclave for the Centaur and Trestle Troll means that it's not that important right now. The fact that he played Lava Crew, of course, means that it's a bit worse now. Let's just get a swamp. And now we get a guild such that the Jailbreaker can attack. Yeah, we do have our mana sorted. Interesting, he's playing quite defensively there. It could be the 4 mana spell that counters a card of mine, but don't think I can afford to not play the Jailbreaker here. Yeah, I kind of expected that to happen, but I have this, and the backlash is always going to be good against me, so I didn't feel like playing just a Pegasus or just a Trestle Troll, especially because Trestle Troll is going to be very important once he drops Pursuit of Flight on one of his creatures. And he didn't have to have it. It wasn't clear that this was the case. Okay. He's showing me another side of this, and I don't like what I see there, because he's going to kill my creatures. But currently I don't have anything I can do about it. Could have attacked with the Centaur, but I expected him to just block with Lava Crew, so I thought wouldn't change anything. Now, if I draw a land, I can drop the Crasher. Maybe that's enough to pressure him. But I can't let him draw 3 cards a turn for long. Even Pursuit of Flight on Lava Crew would just kill me, probably. And he plays nothing once again. Sure. During the draft, I could have picked up some of the 6 mana, 5 damage removal spells. And there were also some other cards I could have prioritized. I only took the big creatures, but these games have shown me that big creatures alone are often not enough. So, yeah, it's very possible that I should have drafted a bit differently. Although I'm quite happy with how my deck ended up. I think it's not an insane deck, but it's certainly good enough to win an 8-4 draft. And it's a lot of fun, as you can see. But now my weakness to the chemistry is probably going to be the end of this game. Don't really know how to beat this guy. He played Chemist's Trick just to prevent 2 damage and deal an additional 1 to me. That shows how careless he can be with his cards. Okay, Hypersonic Dragon, sure. I think I'm just going to block this. And maybe this lives. I didn't think it would, but now keeping up 3 mana all the time to regenerate isn't going to be a winning play, so just going to go with this instead. Just to be clear, I think it's really highly unlikely that I can pull this off. I was more confident that I could raise the Pursuit of Flight guy, and that didn't work out either, so. The problem is, even if he had only lands in hand, then he just would have kept open blue and drawn another 2 cards, so that next turn he can be sure to be able to kill me or kill my creatures. I can only hope that he has only cheap cards now, and I am somehow able to regenerate Trestle Troll, blocking Hypersonic Dragon, but all of that seems very unlikely. Okay, yeah, that's also good. Each creature he has gets +1/+0 is unblockable. I take 8. 8 is 1 damage short of killing me. 1. And another multicolored spell. Good games. That was Simon Says with the first ever return to Ravnica draft. As always, I do need some time to get used to all the new cards, new options, and these board states. But I hope that this was a nice early heads up start to return to Ravnica on Magic Online here on mtgoacademy.com. As always, I'm Simon Götzen. See you next time.